Hello viewers, I'm Dr.Vindoo. Breathing fresh air is certainly a boon to every person. These days, especially post-COVID, we do see many respiratory related issues. It could be viral infections, it could be allergies. So certainly we people have been more focusing on the other vital organs like brain, heart, liver and kidneys. But somewhere we have been neglecting the most precious organ, that is lungs. The lungs' main function is to mainly exchange the pure form of oxygen into your body and eliminate the carbon dioxide along with the other waste from the air. But what happens is lungs works like a sponge. As we know, the sponge pores are healthy, certainly our lungs would be functioning very well. So our lungs contain smaller particles called as alveoli. So these alveoli have the major functions of exchanging the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. How does our lung function? Mainly we breathe through our nose and mouth. We take the fresh air which is supposed to be fresh, but these days of course the pollution is certainly affecting the fresh air. So once we take the air, we breathe through our nose. Our nose, you would have noticed our nose has small hairs. So these hairs mainly filter the possible dust particles or the unwanted particles from the air, and it also maintains the temperature required to breathe in. So once the air goes in, the trachea, which again transfers the air to bronchus, and from there it goes to bronchioles and alveoli. So this is a breathing in and breathing out process. When the lungs are healthy and functioning properly, we certainly don't have any issues. But what's happening is, other than the main common problems like bronchitis, asthma, we also have to mainly look into the kind of air that we are breathing. These days, due to the pollution and the small particulate matter, which are called as PM 2.5. What are this PM 2.5? This PM 2.5 are the size of the particulate which are easily accessible, and they escape through the hairs of our nostrils and they settle down in the lungs, and certainly those causes some kind of allergic reaction into the body. Because of these dust particles, what is happening is the air which is polluted with a lot of chemicals, we have been breathing such kind of chemicals, and our body is being constantly reacting to these kinds of poisonous polluted air. So what happens is, certain chemical reactions which happens in your body, these particles settle down on your lungs. So other than the normal oxygen particles, these dust particles settle and they cover the whole lungs. So there is a lung capacity which is reduced. So gradually when we are exposed to these kind of polluted air, our body slowly try to react to it, and it reduces the capacity of giving enough oxygen for our daily activity. We would have been seeing these days many people, while they are trying to do rigorous activities, or when they're trying to do gym, or when they're trying to run or some kind of exertional work, the body fails to give certain amount of oxygen required. We have severe breathing issues, we gasp for air, and we have some kind of chest congestion, and we have difficulty in doing a routine. Why are these happening? So gradually getting exposed to these allergens trigger a response where our body have severe cough. It also tends to have certain amount of running nose, that we call it as allergic rhinitis. Some kind of allergic issues called as sinusitis. So we have the bony spaces where there is accumulation of mucus, which is again produced by your own lungs. So, and this mucus gets settled in the sinuses and cause heaviness and headaches. So these are all the allergic reaction we usually see. When these kinds of complaints aggravate and continuous exposure to allergens, pollens and all kinds of dust particles continuously happens, your body reacts towards bronchitis. Means it's heading towards bronchitis, and again this further, if it has not been looked into, it further leads to bronchial asthma. Asthma is the commonest word that we usually hear, and people tend to diagnose their problem once they develop asthma. People usually have these kinds of problems from June month till February. This is the most commonest climatic or season where people have allergies. When this aggravates, they can certainly suffer these kinds of allergies throughout the year. So the initial symptom that your body is already been cautioning is neglected, because we might be very busy with our work, and we are able to manage with certain conventional treatment like some tablets, which gives you temporary relief. So looking into the temporary relief, this problems brings you from acute to chronic condition, where every year as soon as the rainy season starts or it's the winter which is coming, or when the monsoon starts or kind of dry season starts, you certainly start with symptoms like running nose and with the itching in your eyes, itching in your nose, certainly some kind of throat irritations, along with that cough and breathlessness. So we need to know that getting exposed to these kinds of allergy for some time will lead to chronic diseases. Of course, I will let you know the preventive measures. But if you are thinking that steroids or inhalers are the only solution which can help you breathe peacefully, definitely no. If you want your problem to get permanently cured from the root, you want your immunity to develop, certainly homeopathy is here to help you out. Homeopathic system helps to boost your immunity to handle even if you are going through an acute or a chronic respiratory complaints. Homeopathic medicines like arsenicum album, along with that antimonium tart and naturum sulf. So there are some set of medicines which will help you. Main thing is homeopathic medicines should not be taken as self-prescription method. Along with your complaints, the doctor will be taking a detailed case history because every person is not the same. Every person with the allergic reaction does not show with the same symptoms. For them, the root cause is different. So homeopathy is specialized in treating you individually. Your root cause is analyzed with us. So when we take a detailed case history, we come to know what is the root cause of your problem. Along with the root cause analysis, when we treat the constitutional treatment methodology, your problems gets cured and you can get relieved through the inhalers and the steroid medications that you have been using. The commonest preventive method to avoid breathing difficulties or allergies are mainly using the mask. So when you use not the surgical mask, but usually regularly washed cloth masks are better to be used because you're already prone to allergies through along. See, how much ever you try to make it dust free, even at home or anywhere you're moving around, definitely it cannot be 0% dust free. You will have a regular exposure. So use mask. Hydrate yourself irrespective of whatever climate. Sometimes the dryness of the mucus can also cause irritation or respiratory or mucous membranes. So hydrating yourself sufficiently. Along with that, your vitamin D deficiency plays a major role. In my practice, I have seen 99% of the people suffering with these kind of allergies are prone to vitamin D deficiency. So make sure your vitamin D is corrected. So along with that, you also have to take dietary supplements, which is including green leafy vegetables along with the vitamin C and healthy fruits intake. I've mainly seen many of the parents avoiding certain fruits during the seasonal allergies like winters and rainy season. They feel that these fruits trigger. See, we need to know that fruits are known to be healthy and they boost your immunity. So if you feel these fruits are triggering some allergies, avoiding fruits is not the correct method. Rather, developing the immunity in your child is more important, which we at Nation Care Homeo Clinic more focus on the root cause and development of the immunity in children as well as in adults.